Hey guys, I'm Paul the Motor Guy, and welcome to my channel, where I pass on riding tips, practice drills, and defensive riding strategies to my fellow riders. Now, I'm a rider coach, a motorcycle sergeant, and owner and instructor at ProRider Central Texas, where we teach police riding skills to civilian riders. So this video is going to be a little bit different. I've decided to take you on a ride with me in the real world. Now, while I'm riding, I'm going to point out things that I see, and I'm going to talk about defensive riding strategies as well as other topics. Now, the streets are where things really count, so I hope you stick around. So let's gear up and go for a ride. All right, guys, so we're out here now. We're going to ride around a little bit, see what presents itself to us while we're riding. I'll go over some defensive riding strategies that I'm using, anything I'm seeing, what I'm looking for, those type of things. Now watching these cars here in this left lane, making sure everybody seems to be staying in their lane of travel. Watching this truck here, see how it's creeping up. I'm gonna get the tires of the truck, make sure they're not moving. I use the tires of the vehicles for a lot of things. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. If the tires are moving, the car is moving. If the tire's not moving, the car's not moving. So while we're coming up to the stop sign here, let's talk about gear for a minute. So I am a firm believer in all the gear all the time. So here in Texas, man, it gets over 100 degrees. And whenever I'm out, I wear all my gear: jacket, helmet, gloves. I even have riding pants that I wear, over ankle boots. I wear all my gear. My philosophy is, if it's too hot to wear all your gear, then get into a car which may see. Now again, that's just my opinion. I know we all have different levels of risk they're willing to take, and we have to live with those risks. Now watching my left, make sure the car stays in its lane and make that turn. Like I said, we all have our risks that we're willing to take. Now, I've been on calls where somebody's done some work on their bike, just going to go around the block to test it out, didn't put any gear on at all, something happened, went down, hit his head on the curb and killed him. But now I've also seen accidents where people were in full gear, had an accident and still died. So again, it's all about the risk that you're willing to take. Coming to the other red light here. Checking my rearview mirror for cars not stopping. That's one thing we all need to practice on, checking that rearview mirror every time we come to a stop. Now, when I'm emergency braking, I'm 100%. I check it every time. When I'm just stopping regular like that, I'm about 90%. But I'm working on being 100% of the time. Because one time you don't check, maybe the time that you needed to. Here we go, going on to the intersection. So I'm scanning the intersection, make sure all cars are stopped, even though you've had the green for a while. We've all seen it. Cars run the lights at all times. So I always double check, even when I'm 4, 5, 6 cars back. I always double check, make sure all the cars are stopped. That car there coming out. Wheels are moving slowly, but I was ready for him to come out. Now let's talk a little bit about practice. So the corporal that trained me said you always need to be practicing something when you're riding, even if it's only for a short time. So when you go out, say, hey, you know what? Today, or for the next 15, 20 minutes, I'm gonna work on better head nod turns, and then focus on that. Another thing you can do is, like we talked about, checking the rearview mirror. For the next 20 stops, I'm gonna make myself check my rearview mirror. And what you're doing is you're trying to create good habits. And you want it to be automatic stuff. Another thing is, you know what? Today I'm going to tighten up my right turns today. And then you focus on that. You always should be trying to get better. The day we stop trying to get better, I believe, is the day we need to hang up our keys. Because that's when you become dangerous. I want to stay out of this car's blind spot right here. So I'm going to hang back a little bit so I can pass. Go ahead and make the pass. Don't want to be in somebody's blind spot. Don't trust anybody. Watching this car here, ready to turn left, the blinker on. The tires are turned, which to me is a little more in an aggressive posture. So I'll look at the driver, see it be looking in my direction, and at that point I start looking at the tires of the vehicle. If the tires are moving, the car is moving. If the tire's not moving, then the car is not moving. Dead giveaway, at least for that moment. You got to be careful and be prepared for them to just shoot out at any time. Now let's talk about this stop light here. See how I have a turn left only, where I got a U-turn, a turn left only, and then a straighter turn left only. So unless what I need is directly on my right when I make this left turn, I always turn from this lane. And the reason is this: how many times have you seen a car go straight from this turn only lane? And then if you're turning from the lane next to it, that's the turn or straight lane, what happens? You have a crash. You're turning left and they're going straight from a turn only lane. I've been to numerous accidents like that. I've been to numerous accidents like that. And you've probably witnessed some of those yourself. So by me turning in this left lane, I take that variable out of it. Now all I have to worry about is the vehicle to my right cut me off when he's turning left. So making my turn now, I'm looking to my right, no vehicle there, I'm good. So the point of this is this: you want to take out as many negative variables or as many hazards as you can out of the equation. The more hazards you can take out of the equation, the better off you are. So by me turning left from the left turn lane and not from the right turn lane, I've taken out the variable of somebody going straight in a straight turn lane only inclined with me. So those are the little things that you need to think about when you're riding. That's called predicting. And when you can predict, you can set yourself up for a better chance for success. Like I said in one of my earlier videos, I'm going to switch stand behind this car, hit my head check. Car is way behind. So like I said in one of my other videos, the more you can predict and the less you are being surprised, the better chance you have to overcome it. Alright, so this is my first time doing this type of video, so let me know in the comment section below what you thought of it. And also, if you found value in this video, smash that like button, show me some love, and don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, practice, 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 and ride safe.